Hello, my little winglings. How's everybody doing? How are you feeling about 5 weeks into 2025? Things are a little crazy. And I've wanted for a while to do kind of an announcement statement kind of thing as the director of this organization, to write something up that's kind of very poignant and thorough, and after a board meeting have some input from them. And until that happens, I didn't want to say nothing. So there's a few things that I want to remind you of here in the guild. Welcome to those of you who are kind of new. And for those of you who haven't been in workshops to actually see me and meet me over video, here I am. My name is Angie. I'm the executive director of VGVS, which stands for the Venturous Guild of Visionary Storysmiths. We were officially founded as a nonprofit in 2022, but we've existed as a small collective of writers and other artists for much longer than that. It can be hard to know what to do when everything is a little bit manic and chaotic, and a lot of people are feeling very scared. I'd like to first point out that this is an international organization. We have people, the majority of us are in the United States. We have people from all over, though. We have people overseas in the UK. We have Canadians. We have people from some of the US territories. We have some people in Africa. We have some people in Australia. We have people from all over the world. And one of our goals, of course, is to grow globally so that we can help you guys establish communities within your local spaces as well. That feels more important than ever right now, with things being uncertain as far as what might happen with the online spaces being maybe more monitored or censored in and out of the United States, spaces that are inclusive and diverse being more likely to be targeted and shut down. So we want to make sure you have lots of opportunities to use the server as it is right now to connect with your local people and to build up some of that community in your local areas. But it's also, as much as we can use it now, an online space that can be used for community when you are mostly cut off. If you're in areas where you don't have a lot of community or you don't feel safe, this is a safe space for you. The Guild, our mission statement as an organization is that we are an international creative collective committed to growing a diverse, inclusive, and collaborative arts community of empowered innovators. We are a nonprofit organization that provides free resources, workshops, and safe spaces for creators to hone their skills, build their confidence, and share their stories. That's been our mission officially since the inception as an organization. It's been my personal mantra to build inclusive, safe art spaces for, a decade prior to that, working in my local community in Springfield, Illinois. I'm in Indianapolis now. Indy is our biggest chapter so far. We have a lot of people here who I've been able to meet in person, and we're trying to get some local events started. And so we hope that this chapter will be a model for other cities to be able to do some local events in your areas to find some people and build some community and some safe spaces locally as well. However, you can use the server, though, to feel safe and to express yourself and express how you're feeling, please do. And one thing that I really want to kind of add as a new concept is we are a creative collective, but that doesn't mean that someone has to be a creator. Like, they don't have to make content to be a part of this organization, to be a part of the collective, to be a part of the guild. So at this point, it's great to invite anybody you can into a space like this. First of all, again, to connect with people in your local areas, put up some of our flyers in local spaces so people see us in your local areas, get in there, and then connect in your local channel to do events and stuff too. But one of the most important things we do as artists, as writers, as musicians, as performers, is to create content for people in these types of troubled times that they can relate to. So anybody who might be struggling who might just need some comfort, some encouragement, something beautiful to look at, invite them in, get them in here so they can see what you guys are writing, the poetry that you're making, the art that you're creating, and then post your stuff. I know a lot of what we're all feeling are things like rage, and fear, and anger, and anxiety over not being able to do anything and feeling out of control. And I promise you that we will do some specific challenges and events and prompts that will allow you to channel those feelings into your art as well. They're all valid. It's totally valid to feel those things, and it is important to stay informed about what's going on, because a lot of it is affecting those of us in this server a lot. We intentionally attract minority voices. We attract people whose stories have not been heard. We attract people who feel like they don't have an outlet to express themselves creatively in other spaces. So the vast majority of us in here, I will say actually all of us in here, are either someone who is a woman, a queer person, a trans person, a non-binary person, a person of color, a person with disabilities, or an ally to those people. So if you don't fall into one of those categories, you're here because you still support humanity. Like, we're all humans, and you're here because you're an ally to anybody who might need some support and some help. So those are the type of people we want in here, obviously, and we're open to anybody, and we don't obviously judge or exclude anybody based on their beliefs, whether political or religious or anything like that, or anything that people are, who they are as people, or whatever category they fall into as far as sexual identity or gender identity or anything like that. But it's important to recognize that we absolutely do judge and exclude people based on behavior. So this stays a safe space because we don't allow unsafe behaviors in this space. And so far, we haven't had any issue with that. My concern is that because of everything being a little bit in upheaval and people being emboldened to spew kind of hate, that we may have issues with that. But I need you to understand that we will keep it a safe space, and we will shut that down if it ever happens. So it's safe because we only allow safe people in here. So anybody in here can express themselves through their art, as long as, you follow the rules as written in the server, where it's not, promoting ideals of hatred or bigotry or anything like that is super important. So far, no issue. Everyone has been beautifully, wonderfully encouraging and motivational. I have had a rough few months, year almost, of moving and transitioning and car issues and other things going on. And the fact that so many of you have stepped up to respond to people, to react, to give feedback, to encourage in the server makes me feel like it's exactly what it was always designed to be. It's a collaborative space. It's not just me leading a group, it's the whole group, including me, coming together as a community. And it's really beautiful to see, and I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of you. The last thing, and I know this is going kind of long, but this is the main point that I was trying to make, is that when we feel like there's not much we can do and we're out of control for what's happening around us because of people in power, and we don't have the power to do anything about it, there's plenty we can do, and plenty that I do personally as far as resistance work. There are things we can physically be doing to do direct action. But right now, in the server and in this organization as a whole, our focus is on community as resistance, and art as resistance, and joy as resistance. One of the things that those people in power who are trying to continuously divide and oppress us want is fear and rage, and they want us to be just incapacitated with anxiety and depression and not be able to fight back. One of the most radical things we can do as artists is create art. And that's always been one of the primary themes of the Guild, is art as resistance, radical love as resistance, joy as resistance. So the things that we'll focus on in there, not that, again, I want you to stay informed, and I want to create a channel that are going to give you some bullet points of news that are not going to be saturated with ads and other crazy social media content. That's something that I'm working on. But the main focus is just to have fun in there. Have fun in there, encourage each other, and find your people. That's what we're going for. So we're going to continue to do what we've been doing, but on a larger scale, as far as getting some engagement going in there, getting people excited about some challenges, some side quests that are coming up. I'll be launching the server economy in beta this week so that we can start testing it, so we can see how people earn coins and how they want to spend them, so we can get our shop together and we can have a lot of fun with that and fun with some games. Aiden and I are going to do our writing competition starting on Saturday, and so we're going to get you guys hyped to kind of pump us up for that, and make that really kind of a fun banter and just a fun competition. And then we'll start doing some other things, but these are coming from me because I've got a lot of ideas and this is my baby, and I want to keep you guys engaged, and I want to keep myself motivated and interested in what's happening in there, and make sure we've got stuff going on to kind of keep people interested and a part of what we're doing and inspired to share their art. That's all important. But I don't have to be the one coming up with those kinds of ideas either. So any ideas you have where you can think of a cool competition or a game or anything that would just help inspire us, motivate us. We're all going to have rough days, and whether personal things are happening or other things in the world. And so if this can be just a happy space, a neutral space, a space where you can come and you can be guaranteed anytime you come in the server to find a little bit of joy, to see some cool art, to be inspired by somebody's beautiful poetry, that's the kind of space we want it to be. So community is resistance. Art is resistance. Joy is resistance. And those are going to be our themes going forward. So please invite anybody you can into the server. The organization VGVS is not exclusively the server. I mean, we do workshops. I have other things going on. I do some local events and whatnot too. But the server is kind of like our communications hub. It's where we come together. And until we can't do that safely anymore, we're going to use the shit out of it. We're going to continue to do as much as we can in there. And again, try to connect with your local people, invite people in. If you are currently classified as a rogue because you don't have an official local chapter, just let me know where you are. We'll add a local channel for you. We can also add you to have access to your local channel without adding you to that role, so everyone can see where you are. So if that's an issue, if that's a concern with you not wanting to have on your profile in your role where you actually are located, I can still give you access to your local channel. Just DM me. So anyway, this was just kind of like an overview of what I'm thinking that I didn't really write out or plan out. I just want to make sure you know I'm here for you. I'm going through it too, but we're all in this together. We're safer together. We're stronger together. And as far as being, kind of officially, right now we are an official 501c3 nonprofit classified, through the American government. If that needs to change because we are limited as to what we can and can't do based on government regulations, then we'll drop that. We'll drop that right away. That's not important. What's important is the community, and just being kind of like a coalition for joy is kind of my goal right now, going forward. So if that needs to change, if we need to kind of transition into more of like a, let's get ready to fight scenario, we'll do that too. And start preparing your art for that. If you have things to say, and if you're channeling your feelings, whether it's for your own catharsis or to try to make an impact in the world, get that stuff in there. Get it in there. We'll get it in print. When we get the next zine going, and I get the last one printed and get the next one going, we'll get them printed. Print matters for this reason, because they can shut down the internet tomorrow, but we can pass printed materials around as much as we can. So just keep these things in mind. I don't want to go any longer. I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. And I hope in the coming weeks to be back in there more involved, more kind of like on top of things, and keeping you guys engaged and interested in answering questions and updating things based on ideas that you have in the coming weeks. And just hang in there. We got this. We got it. We got it because we got each other. And I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.